Right, so domestic politics is also going on simultaneously as Prime Minister indulges in bilateral talks with the leaders in Egypt. Joining me on this broadcast to understand the significance of this visit is Dalia Ziada, who is the director of MEEM, a Center for Middle East and Eastern Mediterranean Studies. Dinkar P. Shrivastava, former ambassador who is also served in the country, is with us. Maroof Raza, Group Consulting Editor, Times Network. Welcome to the broadcast, sirs. Ziada, bringing you in on this, people are saying that this could be a game changer when it comes to the two countries, with India representing the voice of global South and Egypt also looking to diversify its alliances beyond the Western Bloc. What is your perception?
So first of all, thank you for having me. I believe that history is repeating itself in the scenes that we are seeing today. In the 1960s, Egypt and India came together to form the non-alignment movement, which actually enabled the global South to deal with the consequences of the confrontations that were happening between the Western and Eastern superpowers during the Cold War era, and what happened after, and even the world wars before that. And due to this, they were able, and due to their regional, important regional roles in their immediate geographies, they were able to do a lot of good on economic and political levels for their surrounding regions. We are seeing this happening today through a renewed sense of solidarity in Egypt and India in face of the ongoing.
Ma'am, just a second, I'll have to interject you there because we're getting live visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is visiting 11th century mosque in Egypt. This is the Al-Hakim Mosque, and this visit is extremely significant because Dawoodi Bohra is a significant community even back home, and they are the ones who have been involved in restoration along with the government of the country of this mosque that is said to be thousands of years old. Ziada, please finish your point. Sorry, I had to interject you there.
No, actually, I will take from your point here. Of course, I understand the criticism against Prime Minister Modi for his fight against extremists, and some people try to portray this as a fight against all Muslims, which is not true. And I think his visit or his interest in or putting on his list of priorities the visit to Dar al-Ifta today is a significant message to Muslims worldwide, not only to Egyptian Muslims, because Dar al-Ifta represent all the Sunni Muslims worldwide. So I think it's an important message that says that we are fighting against extremists and not against Muslims, which is a fight that Egypt also has gone through during the past 7 or 8 years. And even as a Muslim majority country, the state was criticized for doing this, although this was not the truth. So this is also one of the areas where I think the two states can perfectly cooperate with each other. On another level, we have also seen, actually people here are very excited with the cooperation with India for many reasons. One of them is, of course, the economic issue. India is a very powerful country when it comes to economy and economic power. Indian investments are on the rise in Egypt. The trade volume between India and Egypt spiked to $7 billion in the past year from 3.5 in the previous years, almost doubled. So this is, and also there is a promise with increased investments by Indian businessmen and the Indian government in projects in Egypt. And Egypt has promised India to dedicate a special hub in the Suez Canal industrial zone alongside other dedicated hubs for Russia and China. And this is also very significant for the cooperation between the two countries. It will definitely participate in enhancing the trade flow of Indian goods to the world, not only to Africa, but also to Europe and to the Middle East through Egypt. And at the same time will also enable Egypt to enhance its economy away from its Western allies that are now very busy with their own conflicts with Russia. So also on the military side, we have seen rising trend of military cooperation between Egypt and India, which will also benefit both countries a lot. The latest of which was a military exercise just last month in May between Indian and Egyptian troops in an Egyptian airbase. This is also very significant, and I think it will even improve in the next years.
Ms. Ziada, do you think that this could be mutually beneficial? Because both these countries, as Maroof pointed out, Egypt at one point used to be a very prominent voice but has lost that platform now. Could both India and Egypt bolster each other's position on international fronts?
Yes, of course. Actually, speaking about China in your previous question, Egypt's relationship with regional and international powers usually comes with strings attached. In other words, these countries always dictate certain behaviors that Egypt should follow, so this relationship should continue. But with India, the issue is different. India is a powerful country economically and politically. It is very well connected among different international organizations and international groups like the BRICS, the G20, which will enable Egypt later on, which is actually happening. India is already empowering Egypt to have access into these organizations and into these alignments and groupings to empower Egypt economically and politically. So at the same time, it's happening while India is not dictating anything on Egypt other than cooperation, sincere cooperation between the two countries. And we are so lucky that the will of the two presidents, or the vision, let's say, of the Prime Minister Modi and the President El-Sisi, the two leaders have a common vision regarding how they should lead regional issues and also bilateral issues. While India is now looking westward, looking to improve its relationship with Western Asia, Asian country in the Arab Gulf region, and also extending to Africa, Egypt is looking eastward. For 2 years now, we have been seeing Egypt reaching out to Southeast Asian countries and also other Asian countries in hope to improve relationship and open new opportunities for itself. So these two worlds are now meeting each other and enabling these beautiful scenes that we are seeing today.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen, and Ziada for joining us for this very in-depth analysis of what lies for India as well as Egypt in these interactions. Time for us to take a very quick break, but we'll keep getting you all the developments from Egypt on this visit.